Hello and welcome to Rule of Three's video review for Dark, a stealth-oriented third-person game from Realm Forge Studios for the 360 and PC. With me, like usual, are my partners in crime, Sinister Dreamer. How are you doing today?
Doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing excellent. And Impressions. How you doing, buddy?
Doing all right.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get on with this. So the story of Dark follows some guy, I forget his name because I didn't it's
Eric Bain.
Eric, that's right, Eric Bain, who has amnesia and has just found out that he is a vampire. However, if he does not find his the person who turned him into a vampire and drink of their blood, he will basically turn into a mindless ghoul and be, cursed for all eternity. So the story, other than that, doesn't really go anywhere. It just kind of stays there as he goes to find different vampires to suck their blood, and there's no real character development. The voice acting was very, very bad, in my opinion, and I didn't find any reason to move on after the first level. So that's my take on the story. Impressions?
I was curious about how, the lore of it all. I mean, I'm not the biggest vampire fan out there, but I do appreciate it whenever they flesh stuff out like that. And one of them, this particular one or a plot device where if he doesn't drink his creator's blood, he turns into a ghoul. I thought that was a good way to drive it. Unfortunately, that's about where the interest, and that's about how far the interest took me. When we discuss mechanics, as we'll discuss later, I didn't care for it, and the story itself was not strong enough to motivate me to play any further. So, yeah.
Sinister?
Story-wise, it just seemed boring from the beginning. It's like I got in, it's like, okay, so I'm some guy right now who seems like he's hungover. Great. Keep going. Okay. Now this is just starting to lose me. Oh, I'm a heart vampire? Okay, ... Well, let's see how this goes. Continue on. Okay, I now want to murder myself. Why does this game exist?
Yeah, the pacing of the story was just really, really painfully slow. And I think that's another big issue with it. As well as just, it didn't really progress anywhere.
Well, it's just right after being familiar with games that are paced so well, and then the story unfolds as you're playing, it was very frustrating to go back to a game where the narrative forces you to watch an animation, not even an animation, like an in-game action that is really, not that interesting, just so it forces you to listen to the story. They should have found a way to avoid, to kind of just let the two happen altogether, because there's a lot of inner monologue.
Lots of inner monologue.
Where he's, washing his hands over the sink and thinking about stuff, or he is leaning against a wall trying to remember something. And all that, in my opinion, was time wasted that could have been used to, have you walk around and look around while you're having your inner monologue, or, whatever, anything but sitting there and watching him talk to himself. It's not very engaging. Sorry.
Well, that and the inner monologue was always the same lines for the most part. It didn't change.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, enough with that. Let's get into the gameplay, because that's so much better than the story. Anyway, so like I said, it's a stealth-oriented game. You have to hide behind cover, take out enemies quietly, hide their bodies and stuff like that, so you don't get caught. If they do see you, they go on alert, and then, like Metal Gear Solid, you have to kind of hide out until that goes away, or just, take them all out, hopefully. And the stealth was very broken and glitchy and sucked balls, in my opinion. I did like the cover system to some extent, at least how he hugged the walls, but the fact that I could hide literally side by side, like there's a guy right next to the wall, like next to the side, and as long as I'm, holding the stealth button to hold up against that wall, I'm invisible to him. That was pretty stupid. There's a couple of enemies that I ran through that are literally just staring at a wall with nothing on it. They're just looking at a wall. I could literally dance around them, and they would not turn away from the wall. And then I just killed them, and yeah. And dragging bodies was also kind of a pain in the rear. I didn't like the switch to third person or first person for that, and it just was clunky and it didn't. I hated it. I'm just gonna say it. I did not like the stealth in this one. Sinister.
Yeah, the mechanics. What? It just it seemed like they tried to make a Metal Gear slash Tom Clancy slash stealth game with vampires, and being stealth was broken than all heck, where it's like, oh hey, you're standing there, I'm gonna sneak right past you and you don't notice me? Okay. And then with how just the AI acted and stuff, it just literally was like, you're gonna stand there looking away and not do anything. Oh look, I stepped on a piece of glass. Oh, now you react. Wow, that's genius. The threat meter, it was just, that was weird, because it was like, okay, go hide, and it slowly dissipated, and then went back to normal. And I agree with you on the first person view, that was like annoying. Every time go grab, a dead body to drag it, all of a sudden you're in first person. It's like, what's the point of this? I can see everything when I'm in third person. Leave me in third person view. Thank you very much. Yeah, all in all, just the game mechanics just didn't work for this game, in my opinion.
Impressions.
Yeah, I'm also going to chime in with the one of the primary stealth mechanics. What was it called again? The phasing or the...
Oh, the shadow jump. We're actually going to talk about that next.
Next? Okay, well, mind if I kick that off?
Yeah, it's fine.
So basically, your primary mechanic in this one for getting around, especially between points of cover, is the shadow walking, which is... I'm not sure if it's a really fast phase dash or a teleport. Regardless, the point here is that whenever you land at your destination, you make a really loud noise that, that alerts the enemies to your presence. I don't understand why they would do that to a stealth-focused game, give you a flawed mechanic for your cover system. That was just really baffling to me.
I'll tell you in a second why.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so now we're going to the vampire powers, which is, like I said, the shadow jump. Now, most of them ranked in in two categories. Either were really overpowered or really, 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 really useless. And if you took it, it was a waste of a point. Because there's a XP system as you take out enemies. If you take them out while they're not alerted, you get more experience. If you take them out while they are, you get less. You just get basic. However, shadow jump makes a loud noise when you land until you upgrade it to its max, in which case you make no noise. At which point you can literally jump to wherever you want and just do whatever. And I found that move called Shadow Kill, which teleports you behind a person and instantly kill them, and another one called Shadow Grip, which is you kill people from a distance and then disintegrate their body. Once you upgraded those three to their max, you could literally roll face around and have no issues.
And how long did that take?
I got it by the second level. I had all three of those upgraded fully.
Wow, okay.
And I was literally just derping around.
Yeah, leveling up things were pretty joking. It's like, oh, look, EXP. Oh, look, I can level up. Look, oh, I can do this, I can do that. The EXP for leveling stuff was kind of a joke in this game. It's like, considering enemies sometimes are like everywhere, it's like, oh, let's see, how many points can I calculate before starting to kill these guys?
Yeah. And if you did an area by taking them out all stealthy, you got even more. So as long as you were stealthy, which is obviously you can't, because if you got caught, honestly, you were pretty much dead to some extent. Which is another issue I have with this game, is you couldn't really get out of that.
Yeah.
You're a vampire. Why can't you fight back?
Yeah. And once again, switching from stealth mode to walking and running was stupid. That hurt it. Because I'm getting shot, but I'm going to stay in stealth mode. As soon as I get caught, I should pop up.
Yeah,
or at
it's
least
just like...
get pop up.
It's stupid. It's like, okay, I'm going to stay crouched in stealth. Oh, I'm being shot. But they don't see me. Okay. AI mechanic and even mechanic for player character are just stupid. It's like, okay, you're being shot. Mechanic should be stand up so the player can run and go hide and, go lose the heat that's on them.
until they found a dead body and it went back to full, which they could see the same body twice and go back to full alert, so you never got out of it, which was...
Yes, that too. It was just like, honestly, the game in general is just like, okay, brilliant.
Anyway, have anybody else have anything to say on the vampire powers and upgrade system?
No.
Yeah. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is Viltro. That is basically what allows you to do your vampire abilities. You get this by sucking people's blood. When you take somebody out stealthily, you have an option of just outright killing them or drinking their blood, which takes a few seconds until obviously you upgrade it. Once again, that was easy enough because you'd have people standing in front of walls that you could easily feed off of that were just not doing anything. So I never had a problem keeping that up. And, you know, it was okay because it was a nice way to limit my, you know, derping around with Shadow Kill and Shadow Claw, whatever it was called.
Yeah, the Veltro was just like, okay, nice limit maker for you, so you can't do everything with, like, you know, lolling around with everything.
Nice.
But at the
Good.
same time, it was just easy enough to fill the Veltro back up again, because it's like, anytime you came across the guy that was standing facing a wall or facing away from you, suck his blood. Okay, I'm full again. Let's keep going.
Impressions?
Yeah, not much to add there. Just kill the lemmings first. Kill the dumb lemmings first, and then proceed to the ones that maybe pose a threat, but not really.
Those ones you just use Shadow Fist and disintegrate their bodies, and then life's good. Honestly, that's my favorite move in this game, because it's ridiculously overpowered and was easy to get to. It was the first thing I upgraded because I saw it disintegrates body taken. And yeah, and then I just derped around until I got Shadow Kill full, and that was that. Anyway, so that's I think it for Dark. Let's get into the rating. So here at Rule 3, we do not use a point-based system because I don't like messing with numbers because they mean nothing to me. Instead, we use a buy, rent, pass system. A buy means we think it's worth the full price of the game, whatever the publisher wants, whether it's 60 or 50 or 40 or 30, whatever. The game warrants that price and deserves that money. Rent means, you know, the game was okay, it was playable, it was fun, but not worth full price. You can either, you know, I would either rent it from Gamefly, or if you have a Blockbuster or something like that around you, do that. Or wait till it goes half off on a sale, or buy a used copy or something to save some money on it. But, you know, if you want, it was okay. Pass means throw it into a dark corner and just, you know, wish it out of existence. So, for me, Dark falls into the last category. It is a pass. I have never really This is one of the few games I've hated since Medal of Honor Warfighter. Everything about it just pisses me off. And like I said, at first I was like, this is stupid because the load times are really long. I forgot to mention that. And it's really trial and error until you upgrade. Like I said, if you upgrade the 3 powers I talked about, you can really derp around and never have to worry about it. At that point, it becomes pointless. And I just generally had no reason to want to play this game ever. Impressions?
I also give it a pass. I just had zero motivation to play this game whatsoever. Even with the powers upgraded at that point, it just wasn't. It didn't appeal to me. You know, not even. I mean, the story had a nice hook at the beginning, but the execution that followed afterwards just was not. You know, not at all great. You know, no motivation to move on from that point whatsoever. So definitely a pass.
Sinister.
I give this game a what the hell, why is it even made rating. It's not even a pass, it's just a why.
Why?
Why? Because the fact that it's like, even just the start of the game, I'm sitting there going, this is hurting my brain.
Yeah, this game made my brain sad too. So there you have it. You have roughly 3 passes, or 2 passes in a why does this game exist, which is even further down the line, but still pass on our system. So yeah, that's it for Dark. Thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get all our updates from this show, as well as our Roy's Retro Review series that just started. Make sure to like us on Facebook and Twitter. Check out our website, ruler3.com, for the written portions and links to a bunch of other stuff that we do. And that's it. Next week will be... do you guys remember what game we're reviewing next week? Oh, Dynasty Warriors 8. That's right. We're doing Dynasty Warriors 8 next week. Sorry, I had to pull up my release calendar there.
I was about to say, I'm like the big hack and slash game.
Yeah, Dynasty Warriors 8. So keep an eye out for that next week. And that's it for this show. So thanks for listening, everybody, and always remember to trust in the rule of 3.